welcome back to More Must Be Better. A few weeks ago, we did a video about sexy recipes from the farm ladies, and you can find a link to it right here. And it was funny, and because the names of the recipes were rather suggestive. And so our friend Sherry sent us a link to a recipe that is called Better Than Sex Cake. There's a couple different versions of it. The most popular version of the cake starts with a chocolate cake. There's also a version that has yellow cake and pineapple and coconut. So I don't know about you. I don't think that that's better than sex if it has pineapple in it. But Paula Deen thought so. It's also known as Better Than Robert Redford cake. Better Than Robert Redford, that seems like a dated reference that only old people get. So I was thinking Better Than Bradley Cooper, Ryan Gosling, Better Than George Clooney cake. Yeah. I looked in my trusty 1970 Pennsylvania State Grange cookbook because that's where I found that page with the suggested recipes, and there are 80 pages in that cookbook of cake recipes. Love Light Chiffon Cake, Black Magic, Lazy Daisy and Lazy Susan cakes were in there. Pound Cake, Spice Cake, French Love Cake, Hurry Up Cake was right next to Husband Delight Cake. I don't think that was a coincidence. Lightning Cake. There was actually a sausage cake. I'll just pause. Sugar Cake, Never Fail Cake, Speedy Cake, and my favorite, I think, of all of them, the Breakfast Butter Whole Coffee Cake. There were also 5 pages of frostings after that, including white satin, whipped cream, French cream, and 1 minute. Anyway, the recipe went around years ago, and I remember it going around myself because everyone thinks it's hilarious because it's called Better Than Sex Cake. Who's to even say? By the way, our friend Sherry is a pastor. She is clergy, and she sent me this recipe. So I will not comment on why she thought maybe it was better than sex or even better than any other Better Than Sex cake. But thank you, Sherry, for the submission and for the suggestion. After our research, we're gonna go with the chocolate-based recipe. So let's get started. I took this out of the refrigerator and I thought it said organic, and I was like, are you kidding me? There's nothing. This isn't even really food. We're gonna make this Betty Crocker super moist devil's food cake. Why is it called devil's food? Devil's food. I don't even know where that came from. That's a topic for future research, but in any case, it's chocolate. So we're gonna make a chocolate cake according to the package directions back here. We're gonna bake it. Then when you take it out of the oven, it cools for just a couple minutes, and then you cook and drizzle some deliciousness over it. I think that's the sex part. You drizzle it over, and then it has to cool the whole way before you can eat it. So it's a little bit of a process, but I know you know how to bake a cake, so we're gonna make this part fast. Ready? Here we go. All right, the cake is ready. Now it's time for the sexy part. We're gonna poke some holes in it with a wooden spoon. These are also called poke cakes, I think, which is also kind of innuendo. Listen, I raised 3 boys. I can't help it. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. Poking the cake And the sexy part is gonna be a mixture of sweetened condensed milk and caramel sauce. Put a can of sweetened condensed milk. And it wants 6 ounces of caramel flavored topping. This is a 12-ounce jar, so we're gonna dump in roughly half of it. Ish. Is that about half? Yeah, it's about half. Okay. Then you warm it up. And when we're done, we're gonna pour it over the top of the cake, and it's gonna sink into the holes that we poked in the cake, and it's going to make it moist and delicious. All right, here we go. We're pouring it over the cake. I guess it just sinks in. And we need to let the cake come to room temperature, and we might even refrigerate it for a little bit, and then we're gonna put on the topping. The next thing we're supposed to do is frost it, but it's not frosting. Some of the recipes I saw called for making your own frosting, and I don't think that's the point of this cake. So we're gonna use non-dairy whipped topping. Because if you're taking it to a church potluck, you want it to look beautiful. And you want to be able to say to the ladies at church when they say, "Oh, what's that you've brought?" You want to say, "Oh, it's a little something I call better than sex cake." Okay. So then after the whipped cream, these are Heath toffee chips. The recipe I had called for crushing up like 3 Heath bars or Skor bars or whatever. And now I know why, because I think they want the chocolate and the toffee. These are just toffee, which is fine because I have a workaround. So we're gonna sprinkle some of these on top. And then I am going to add just a few chocolate chips to sort of, include some chocolate. Then the recipe says put it in the refrigerator and let it cool for another hour before you try it, which is torture because I'm really hungry right now, but we're gonna do that. And we'll come back, let you know how it tastes, and give it a mix score. Let us taste the better than sex cake and see how it is. It looks good. It looks very moist. I don't like that word, but that's what it looks like. Let's take a bite. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be over here if you need me. Wow. Okay, so that caramel sweetened condensed milk mixture sunk to the bottom, and I actually am not sure that that is what was supposed to happen. But the whipped cream is light and fluffy, and toffee bits add a little bit of crunch on the top. Oh my gosh, it's actually really good. I don't even really like cake, but I like this cake. Do I like it because it's better than sex? No, I do not. Do I like it because it's a good chocolate cake? Yes, I do. So let's give it a Meg score. Does it taste good? Yeah, it tastes good. Because I keep eating it. Was it easy to make? Yeah, it was easy to make. If you're like, you know, the 1% of American adults who haven't actually made a boxed cake mix, maybe it presents a bit of a challenge. But you just mix up the cake mix, you bake the cake, and when you pull the cake out, then you just combine two, you know, canned jarred things and pour it over the top, and then it sits in the fridge. So yeah, it was very easy to make. Would I take it to a church potluck? Oh, absolutely. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. And I would walk in and I would place it on the buffet at the end, where the desserts are always on the far end. There's like the plates and the napkins and the plastic cutlery are at the front, and then there's like the rolls and butter, and then there's a salad, and then there's a bunch of chicken casseroles. And then at the end is where the desserts are, right? You know what I'm talking about. But I would walk in and I would probably kind of make a big show. Like I would want to circulate, and I would want to make sure that all the people who normally make the desserts, like the lady who makes the strawberry pretzel jello salad, I'd want to make sure that lady knew that I brought something called Better Than Sex Cake to the church potluck. Would I make it again? Look, if I needed to make a cake to take somewhere or to give to somebody, yes, I would make it again. I don't know that I'd make it at, like, we just don't wake up one day and be like, let's have a cake. But if I needed to take a cake somewhere or give a cake to someone, I would consider making this, because it's good. It tastes good. It tastes like something a little more special than just a box cake with a jar of frosting that you bought at the grocery store. So yeah, yes, I would. That's it for this episode. I hope you like this. I hope you try to make it. If you do try to make it, please leave a comment below and let me know how it turned out. I also invite you to subscribe to the More Must Be Better YouTube channel, like this video, hit the bell so that you never miss when we post another one. And if you want to join the conversation, meet us over on Facebook in our page, More Must Be Better. That's it. We'll see you next time.